The word feedback is fairly new. It first came along around the 1920s and it was used in terms of electrical broadcasting, that sort of thing. And it was referring to the sound you get when, you take a live microphone and you hold it next to a speaker and it howls and whistles like mad. It was several decades later, probably around the mid-50s, early 60s, when the term became used, perhaps as many of us use it more commonly today, in terms of giving information to somebody about our thoughts and how they're impacting us, that sort of thing. So feedback is a relatively new term, but nowadays it's probably used almost as a jargon word. We hear it all the time, so it's a great place to start to just challenge ourselves. Are we talking about the same thing? Do we understand what we mean by feedback? So the first challenge for you is this. Find the relevant worksheet, pause the video for a minute or two, and make a note of your definition of what feedback means for you. Welcome back. How did you get on? I'm about to give you my definition, and then you can compare your thoughts to mine, see how close we are. It's a definition I use all the time, and it's this. Feedback is any communication, verbal or non-verbal, that gives people information about how they are impacting other people or situations. Now, there are a couple of things I really like about that definition. The first is it includes both verbal and non-verbal communication, because feedback entails all of those things. And secondly, it refers to feedback as information, and in essence, that's just what it is. Now, feedback is constant in our lives. We are constantly giving and receiving feedback. We need it, we want it, we're searching for it, and very often we're scared of it. But nonetheless, it's happening all the time. We are scanning for information, if you like. What really matters and what starts to make a big difference in the impact of the feedback is the quality of feedback. So I would say most of the time, maybe 99% of the time, the quality of feedback that we're using and working with is generally really poor. So the whole idea of this course is to help you understand what makes really high quality and therefore high impact feedback, so that you can choose to give and receive feedback in a way that makes it much more valuable.